What's up, everybody? Scott, Iron Will Strength. Yes, another car episode. When your office is a gym, it's kind of hard to find peace and quiet, so we'll do this from the car. Occurred to me today, a couple days ago actually, that man, sometimes it is tiring talking about weight loss and all this stuff, but because it is such a challenging thing for so many people, and there's so many layers to it, many of the questions that come through are about weight loss. So what occurred to me was there's really two components to it. Really, I mean, there's a million components to it, but at the end of the day, we can boil it down to two that I see the most trouble with. One being what plan you follow, and two being, well, let's get to that part in a minute. So the plan you follow, clearly you need to be on a plan that will actually work and that is built to kind of be doable, fit into your lifestyle, and actually effective. Okay, so you go into any nutrition, weight loss, fitness section of a bookstore, there's, oh my God, probably 500 different diet books. All of them can be very similar in many regards, and then there can be extreme variations from no carbs to 90% carbs, from zero fat to high fat. And you get the idea. But at the end of the day, if you boil them all down and actually read through them, because most of them are built on some premise for marketability, right? So, eat whatever you want, and that's going to sell. Carbs are the devil, that's going to sell. But if you break them all down, back in the day, the Atkins diet was popular for a while and then became really not popular. But if you actually read the book and broke it down, it's not that big of a stretch from the zone, from paleo, from this and that. So when you really break it down, most of them will tell you frequent small meals. Most of them will tell you to avoid processed foods, eat as close to earth-born as possible, organic when possible, varying degrees of carbs, fats, protein, but there's really not that much variation, right? Most of them involve some degree of calorie control. So one thing I find is if you are following a stupid plan or a plan that doesn't work, that's a problem, because maybe your calories are way low and you just can't sustain it. So you keep cheating or feeling like you're failing, falling off the wagon, but really you're trying to follow a program that's entirely too strict. For you, maybe it's okay for somebody else, but for your particular situation, it might not be a good plan. So definitely important to find a plan that works for you, that is proven to be successful, and that has been tailored to you, because your day-to-day life work schedule might be different from someone else's. So the person giving you that program really needs to take that into account, right? So we have people that work all day as hairdressers, for example, and they're on their feet all day. They really legitimately don't have time to sit down to meals. Well, that doesn't change the science of the fact that you need to eat frequently small meals throughout the day. So that person can sit around and bitch about, I'll never lose weight because my job doesn't allow me to take a break and eat, or that person can figure out alternatives. To go extreme on this one and get deep here, if losing weight is very important to you and is severely affecting your life to the point where you're miserable, and you have a job that you can't take a fucking break to eat, and that is prohibiting you from losing weight, well then you need to get a new job, right? I know that's not easy. I'm being a little bit facetious, but kind of not really. Like if this is really kind of ruining your life and your job is to blame for it, maybe it's going to take you a year, but start thinking about doing something different, or talk to your boss and find out, hey, this is a really huge problem for me. Can I block off a spot and actually take a break to eat? Again, you know where I'm going with this, right? So, but realistically, bring shakes to work, right? Shakes take 30 seconds to drink, 1 minute to drink. You can drink them between clients, trainers. We do that all the time. So I don't think it's cool to just accept your situation and think, well, that's bad luck. I'm in a job that I spend 2 hours a day commuting in the car. I'm on my feet all day. I can't eat. A good friend of mine, Mike, is in fantastic shape. Everybody looks at him. Oh, man, I wish I could be like Mike. Well, guess what? Mike works construction 12 hours a day. That my man wakes up at 2:45 in the morning. Yes, 2:45, 3 o'clock in the morning, to go to the gym for an hour and a half, come home, shower, eat, and be at work by 6. Okay, so how many people are willing to get up at 2:45 in the morning to be in the kind of shape he's in? Everybody wants to be in his shape. Nobody wants to fucking get up at 2:45 in the morning. Okay, so there is no easy road to this being fit and being healthy, especially if you're in a position now where you're considerably unhealthy and unfit. It's just the deal. It's just the way it is. You have to sacrifice a lot. So that brings me to number 2. Once you have a good plan, and by the way, don't spend 6 months trying to pick the best nutritionist to follow or the best book to buy or the best plan to buy. Just pick one and do it. I guarantee you, if you follow Joe Bo's plan or this person's plan and that person's plan, all of them will work. And all of them will work a hell of a lot better than not doing a plan because you're trying to decide which plan is perfect, okay? Paralysis by analysis. People do it all the time, constantly looking for the best diet, the best trainer, the best workout program, and instead of doing part 2 of this conversation is fucking doing it, right? Actually following the diet for more than a week, for more than 2 weeks, for actually 3 months, 6 months, right? So I don't care whose plan it is. If you follow it, it's probably going to work, right? Especially if you stick with it long enough. So same thing with a workout program, but this is where a lot of people fall off. People do not understand the degree of commitment and consistency in this deal, right? The best diet plan in the world will not work after 10 days only, okay? It has to be consistent. So at some point, it will suck a little bit, right? It is not easy to stick to a weight loss plan. It is not easy to stick to a workout plan. It's 2 o'clock on a beautiful Saturday, and I just got finished working out after a full day of working this morning. I definitely did not want to work out today. I would much have preferred to be home with my family, but I wasn't able to get workouts in this week. It's very important for me to get my workouts in. I had to make a deal and give up something else that's important to me. So there is going to be that deal every single day, okay? My friend I mentioned before, I'm quite certain he does not enjoy getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to work out. It is pitch black. It's often 0 degrees here in Maine, and he's still doing it. But guess what? He's reaping the benefits of it, okay? And also, not only does he get up at 3, he has to go to bed at 8, right, in order to get sleep. That's a huge sacrifice. So you can guarantee this guy's not watching every season of House of Cards on Netflix, right? He's made a decision that it's more important to him to get to the gym, and he can pass on his Netflix and watching TV. So I think almost more important than the plan you follow is the dedication and the commitment and the understanding that it will suck. It is definitely a commitment, and you got to be all in. You got to plan to do it, and you got to do it when you don't feel like it. Some days you will feel like it, and that's awesome, but 50% of the time you're not going to feel like it, right? Once you get going, hey, this is great, I'm glad it worked out today, but there's oftentimes many things that you would rather do. But again, you cannot complain and argue against science, okay? If your job causes you to work 13 hours a day and you have to go to the gym in the morning or late at night, that's the deal. You can sit around and complain about it and wait till something changes in your life that your job doesn't do that, or figure out a way to get those workouts in. But sorry if this was more of a rant than anything. Hopefully you got something out of it, but talk to you soon.